As indirect as it might seem, gratitude is actually a really important tool to have in your emergency toolkit. Not just because it's a nice thing to do or we should have appreciation, but because it actually changes the part of your brain that is active. And since we know by now that a lot of our healing in the brain comes from working with our brain, then it only makes sense that we would shift the area of our brain that's active away from that limbic system, away from the survival system, into a different area of functioning so that we can stop that cycle before it begins or shift it if we're already in it. A gratitude practice is really simple and you can take it with you anywhere and use anytime. By gratitude practice, I mean, and I know it sounds so simple, but trust me, it is changing things in your brain and it has really cool long-term residual effects, is listing things you are grateful for. Now, there is a particular way to do this so that we are activating that part of the brain, and we're going to do that through our language. So what we'll do in this emergency gratitude practice, and it's a practice you can have in any part of your day or routine, is listing things that we are grateful for by starting with, I am grateful for X. Now, this can be something you write down. It's really, really powerful if you write it down. It can be something you say out loud. It can be something that you have quietly going on in your head. Maybe you are in a work meeting and you feel your anxiety rising and you are in a heightened state of stress. You're really wanting to escape. You're really wanting to react out. That's that limbic system getting activated. Then you can be doing this quietly in your mind. I am grateful for my breath. I'm grateful for my mobility. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my connections. I am grateful for running water. I'm grateful that I have a car that makes my life so easy. I am grateful for having a community that supports me. I am grateful for having something to eat every day. I'm grateful for having somewhere safe to live. I'm grateful for being me in this embodiment in this lifetime. I'm grateful for having clothes to wear. I'm grateful for having the certainty of where I'm going to sleep tonight. I'm grateful for, you see where we're going, right? Anything you can think of. You can be doing that in your head while you're sitting there looking very normal, very calm. Yes, I'm listening in the meeting. You can do this out loud. It's something that I do on mine when I'm in a state of needing to alter my brain. I'll start saying these things out loud. You can write them down. Having a gratitude journal is actually really, really powerful. It kind of like ups the ante because we process things differently when we write. So writing, I am grateful for how easy it is to access paper today. Do you know how hard it used to be to have paper? It was like a really hot commodity that was hard to make, right? So I'm grateful for that. I am grateful I have this 1 minute of time in my day to write this gratitude. I am grateful for technology that connects me with everyone and all knowledge around the world. I'm grateful for music. I'm grateful for authors and the industry that supports them. You just start writing this stuff down. Continue doing it until you actually feel a shift out of that anxiety, out of that stress, out of that cycle into a calmer state. It might take 2 minutes. It might take 20 minutes, it might take 100 gratitudes. I can't say for sure. There's not a specific set amount of time or items that are going to shift that, but it absolutely will. So continue doing that until you feel calm. Now, you might think you're going to run out of things to be grateful for, but get creative or get really simple. Do you have water? Do you have food? Are parts of your health intact? Start just at those really basic things that a lot of us take for granted and list those in your gratitude. It doesn't matter what it is, just so long as it starts with, I am grateful for. Every single one, not just in the beginning and then we run a list, because then the brain's not going to make the connection of what that is. Then all of a sudden it's just like food, water, and we're not having that same part of the brain activated. The really cool part about this is you're actually inputting data into your brain. And when you do this repeatedly, the brain recognizes that this is important to you. And it will begin to look for it out in the world. And you'll start having a much easier time of listing gratitude the more you do this gratitude practice. It is great to include in your daily routine. It's also great as an emergency tool to have ready in your kit for when you need to shift the part of your brain that you have activated.